Welcome, my it's like Headline Roundup. It's a beautiful day in Abuja. My name is Ikoku Chidozie Kimba. We're going to be taking you around all the major highlights according to what happened around Nigeria. And I have a co-host with me.
Michael Pepper, good morning.
Pepper, it's looking a bit dusty in Abuja, and everyone is trying to catch the cold.
Harmattan season.
Yeah. And you just let everybody know that they should just take good care of their nostrils at this time because you don't want to be in the mood. So looking at the events that happened around the whole week, and the most that actually will call to everyone's imagination is Adeleke becoming the governor of Osun State. I can tell you that Osun State was agog, and big wigs were there. You could see Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the PDP, the vice presidential candidate, Dr. Ifeanyi, the governor of Delta State. You can see I missed the praises and everything, but one will see from a dancing governor to a firm governor. You could see that in his disposition yesterday and his speech. You could see that the way he carried himself. He's no longer the dancing governor. This became a very, very executive governor of Osun State. And you could see from his directives from yesterday, it was evident that it's not going to be business as usual. Like he said in his speech, that it's no longer going to be business as usual, that all government functionaries are actually not going to be the ones that you will be seeing ghost workers where people will be at home and be receiving salaries. I don't know what you make of this.
It's first of all, congratulations to the new governor of Osun State. It's good that the will of the people prevailed at the end of the day, and the powers that be couldn't manipulate what had happened there. So that's good. In terms of what he said, I mean, it's good. Like, this is what we've been talking about leaders of the PDP.
Exactly.
And PDP as a whole being a different party, and a party that respects the rule of law and abides by the laws of the land. And it's good, as you said, he spoke about no more ghost workers. I mean, ghost workers are major problems they have, so it's good that he has highlighted that as one of the areas he wants to tackle.
Yeah, I'm glad that you also mentioned that about his first outing. Like what Dr. Saraki said that in his tweet, he said that he actually made sure that after 2018 that this mandate was going to be protected. These votes are actually going to count, and actually the INEC was actually going to be accountable. And truly, to his words, you can see today we have an electoral process which people actually now trust more. And I see PDP actually being the pioneer of the electoral reform, and now it's favoring one of theirs. And that is actually what democracy is all about. Put the right institutions in place, get the system working, because a functional system does not need you to rig.
True.
Because whatever rigging mechanism you're bringing in will not fit in, because you have an institution that is actually hosting a system that is functional. Because you cannot keep on doing what you used to do before the same way and hope to get a good result. But this is better, because looking at everything that happened yesterday in Osun, you can see that the people were rejoicing that this is the person that they wanted, and this person they voted for. Not unlike where same thing did not happen in Imo State, where we had someone who came forth becoming the governor of the state. Well, the one would say that it was the Supreme Court debacle, but the events lining up to that moment was actually showing that there were irregularities in this whole process. But we thank God that we have a different situation in Osun State, and today we are saying congratulations to the governor of Osun State in person of Senator Ademola Adeleke, because I can tell you that Osun States are expectant, like he said in his speech, that they should hold him accountable, that he's going to make sure that every government organ will actually be working for the people, that he's there for the people. And I was glad that we could see David Adeleke actually appearing in the pictures yesterday. And one would say that young man has actually been a supporter of his family. And this is what we're talking about. This is no longer a business as usual, when politicians will have their children in the house and while other people campaign for them. You see, the same thing that is happening, playing out with our presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. All his children are all out. Is it from Ralia? Is it from Aliyu? Is it from Adamu? Is it from Miriam? They are all in it. So we are seeing a new development. We are even seeing youths now becoming more aware of the polity. And I see that even you are also very, very involved in this politics these days. I don't know what.
Yes, obviously, because at the end of the day, it's good for we, the youths, to get involved in things of politics. As you said, family members, usually in a normal democratic dispensation in other countries, I think people bringing their family into politics even makes them look more humanly and more, down to earth. But in our own country, like you said, rigging, only a politician that has not worked or is afraid of the will of the people will look forward to rigging an election. If you have worked during your own tenure and you believe the people would support you, I see no reason why you should want to rig and why you should want to overturn an election that was duly won by Deleke. It's a good thing. As for me, I can't wait for Rivers State election.
Well, still in Osun State, yesterday Governor Adeleke made an announcement, and the announcement was him calling to order the state of Osun back to Osun State, and every other gazette of the state will now be that every communication will actually be Osun State, and no longer what Rauf Aregbesola brought to the state, which actually is the state of Osun, which actually he said is not known to any constitution. And
what's the difference between calling it state of Osun?
Well, the state of Osun, I don't think it's actually Osun State, because one is actually pointing to the state of Osun, and one is telling you that this is Osun State. So I guess that is what he's trying to, that anomaly, he's just trying to correct that anomaly. And he actually said it was never a part of the state constitution to make that. So that I think he is removing whatever that is the gaffe that the past administration brought into the state and making it much more of what people actually want and what is actually sacrosanct with every other normal state. You can see Rivers State, Imo State, you have Ekiti State, you have Lagos State. And why do you have the state of Osun? So I think that is a good one by him to quickly correct that. And he also did something very, very spectacular yesterday, a directive order that all local government elections that actually held in the state, that the Supreme Court, the appeal court has actually said called illegal, that he is actually going to reverse them. And all the other 30 appointees, the committee talking about the permanent secretaries, he will also do what? He is actually going to reverse them, because he made a reference to there are no budgetary allocations for these particular offices. That where is he going to get money? That the past administration led by governor, the former governor Boyega Oyetola, that these are actually going to give him a lot of issues. And I would actually look at that, because that's actually what happened in Anambra State when Peter Obi was about leaving. He actually frivolously gave out several contracts. And you will look at it that this cannot be the norm, because you cannot create problem for the next administration. Instead, what you're supposed to do, you should be creating solutions and not problems. So I think that he's in line with the order of the process in the state. He doesn't want to create more problems for himself. So I think that's actually the way to go.
True.
And actually, he also made an announcement yesterday. The announcement actually, some appointments were made. Alhaji Kazim Akinleye is now the chief of staff. Honorable Teslim Igbalaye is now the secretary to the state government, and he also have Malam Olawale Rashid as a spokesperson to the governor. I say congratulations to these persons, and I hope that they will help him to actually lead the state of the Living Spring to a better place, where actually to be a living spring and not a dead one, because Osun has actually experienced a lot of godfatherism coming from the person of Tinubu, because the state actually allegedly that every governor that comes to Osun State pays homage and pays whatever they call it, so it's some token to the Baba, that the Baba Sokwe terminology. Going from there to what Atiku actually meeting with creatives. Well, that is one that actually catches my attention with a lot of interest, because that is where our station, actually we can say our station belongs to, because that is the sector where most all creatives actually belong to, the entertainment industry, the new media, and what do you have in the film industry. And I would quickly call the attention of our viewers to something. In that same gathering, Governor Okowa made an announcement that the film village in Asaba is going to actually be functional coming from starting from this December, and that is a laudable one because we need to have things like what we have in the Hollywood, whereby state government begin to invest into the creative industry. Because I can tell you that last year alone, even under the Goodluck Jonathan administration, there was from the National Bureau of Statistics that they made a lot of income into the government coffers, about 2.2 billion naira, and that is something that is laudable coming from the creative industry.
Even the new governor of Osun State also said something like wanting to have an entertainment village, and I think
he should.
He should actually.
He should, yeah.
Yeah, he should. And a lot more governors should. I think we'd probably think about that in River State as well, because we have a lot of land. So, he spoke about injecting $10 billion into for the youth.
Exactly.
And I think this creative industry is something that encourages and helps a lot of youth. So, and you say the entertainment industry as well. And this is a sector of the Nigerian economy that is enhancing and moving fast, even without government support. So imagine if the government actually supports this creative industry, the entertainment industry, the music industry. I think it's a good development, and even if the 1% of the 10 billion is invested into the creative industry, I'm sure he'll make the country will definitely make it.
Yeah, going from what Alhaji Abubakar has been saying, he has said severally that this economy has to be decentralized, that we need to actually bring in more players into this economy, because looking at also at his meeting with the business community, business corporate organizations in Lagos, and you will look at the imports that actually came out from that gathering. You can see the likes of Jimovia, Atiku, Aliko, Dangote, Lumelu, Tony Lumelu, and the likes. And you would see that Abubakar, because he's one of the highest employer of labor, about 50,000 employers under his firm. So you're looking at one who has done it, who knows what to do, and is ready to do it. So I'm looking at a kind of a very good relationship with his administration, if elected, and I'm sure that Nigerians are actually beginning to wake up to the realities of this campaign, that we cannot just discuss frivolities. We cannot begin to discuss dubious statistics. We cannot continue to make a lot of gaffes from different fora to the next. And we cannot begin to run away from the people. We begin to actually engage the people, because you can see Alhaji Atiku Abubakar are engaging those that are going to kickstart this economy. And I'm glad that he has made this economy a serious issue, because we cannot lie to ourselves. We are facing a high level of recession. And the inflation rate is high, because today what you buy for, I could remember under Goodluck Jonathan, we used to have a bag of rice for 8.5. Right now it's 38,000 naira. You can have a bread they used to buy for 100 naira, you now buy it for around 800 naira. And you're thinking, what is going on? And the likes of Femi Adesina, the spokesperson to the president, is telling you that everything is all right. You have insecurity biting from the east to the west, from the north to the south. And he's telling you that, no, insecurity cannot be tackled by one government. But your same presidential candidate then said he was going to lead from the front. And now he has become the president. He's in the palace, using toothpick just to remove wherever is hidden in his tooth. Well, I hope it's not the same thing you're thinking I'm thinking, though.
You know, when I hear the current administration blame the PDP for everything, I always, in my mind, I'm like, and I always tell people, like, especially when they came in the first time, when I was having a back and forth with some of their supporters, I'm like, every administration or everyone running for election should know the current state of the country as at that point. And you should know if you are capable to move the country forward or not coming in and then blaming the previous administration. And they always talk about corruption. I tell people, yes, corruption exists, but the corruption under Jonathan wasn't near what, quote unquote, we saw under the people saw under Obasanjo. But then under the Jonathan administration, Nigeria made strides, fastest growing economy in Africa. The dollar to naira rate wasn't as absurd as it is now. And these are core values of the PDP that moving forward, and eventually when we win in 2023, I think step by step, there'll definitely be a stability back into the country.
I'm still talking about the practical steps that Atiku Abubakar is going to take. In the meeting with the corporate organizations, he actually declared and said he was going to actually catch all the oil thieves and they're going to be prosecuted. I want, probably, I don't know if our technical crew are ready with that video, and where he said he was actually going to actually catch these oil thieves. And because I would let you know something, the oil theft in this country cannot go on without government not knowing about it. And many has pointed to the complicit nature of this administration, the Alhaji Muhammadu Buhari's led administration.
He's the Minister of Petroleum.
Because he's the Minister of Petroleum. And one will ask, if you are a general, you are the Minister of Petroleum, and this thievery is going on under you, and you are just laying there, and you're not doing anything, you're not raising any finger, and suddenly the ex-agitators are now beginning to unveil, unscale all the that has been going on. And I will ask, what then is the work of the president, who also doubles as the Minister of Petroleum? I think let's listen to that.
We are again. I was at this very same venue about 4 years ago with this industry. Not true. I remember we signed an agreement of what you wanted PDP government to do for you. The PDP was voted into power, and unfortunately, so between us. Now I think it's time to review our relationship and then sign a new contract. I am listening with rapt attention, to various presentations made.
Still talking about the meetings that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar had in Lagos, and everybody has been talking about the physique and the nature, the endurance of this that's going to actually take place in this campaign. And one that actually we are witnessing now is that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was able to host 2 meetings in Lagos, and actually that was something that people will say, a man of his nature, how does he cope? How does he move? But now you can see that this man boasted that he used to be a police officer, and also he was a custom officer too. So what we have going on with other candidates, because we can see the fatigue is beginning to tell on the experience after the 90 minutes. And our December is actually going to tell on most of the politicians, the candidates are coming out for this presidential election, because you need to go around the regions. And actually we will quickly go back to the set now to see what happened also with the corporate organizations, because he had a meeting with the corporate organization. And talking about the meeting with the corporate organization, where he said he's going to catch the oil thieves. My brother, if these oil thieves are not caught, they will also find their way again into the next administration. And I'm glad that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is already sounding a note of warning to them right now, so that nobody comes to give anybody headache again coming into the next administration, because everybody is waiting for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
Yeah. Like you said before the short
video,
you said there's no way these people will continue. There will be oil thieves without the government knowing. And the president is the Minister of Petroleum. Also, I saw a video I think it was last week, when a vessel was caught, and the crew members of the vessel said they were just following orders. They didn't know they were committing any crime. So who exactly were the people, or was the person that was passing down that order? That is not just arresting them. You need to in order to actually stop this menace of oil thievery, whatever they want to say. It needs to go higher up the ladder than just the crew members, because at the end of the day, the crew members will probably still be set free.
Yeah, I'm glad that these events are actually unveiling themselves, and we are glad that our candidate is ready and prepared to actually hit the ground running come February, come May 29. 2023. And going on to that, we're looking at what the campaigns are actually looking like. Again, Tinubu at it again. More and more as we go. We keep seeing this man golfing right there at the campaign ground. And I would want to ask, what Senator Dinobulaye said, his family going to watch and allow this campaign take the toll on him? And I'll pray that there's no eventuality that will occur in this campaign, because it's showing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is tired. And you can see in the pictures that I imagine each day coming out, you can see people trying to guide him to walk. You can see people trying to hold him from actually not saying some one or two things. And in the latest viral video, one would look at it and say, what exactly is going on with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the king of Bodilon, the Jagaban that he's being called? Has he lost his vibes? Is he no longer the man he used to be? And if this campaign is taking a toll on him, is it not the right time for him to retire and resign from it? I don't know what you're thinking right now.
Look, honestly, I'm going to be very honest right now. If I had a father that was looking like that and was slurring his words and acting, honestly, I'll tell him to like not being selfish. I'll tell him to actually not run for president and like stay at home. Like give it to one of your so-called leaders, so-called boys to do. Like you're stressing yourself, Mr. Tinubu. Honestly,
I'll just tell you, don't stress yourself too much. Let's go on this short break, and when we come back, we'll come back with a video of the gaffe by the APC presidential candidate Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Atiku Abubakar is known to all of us as a Nigerian. We all know that he's a great unifier. And when you talk of unity of Nigeria today, has been bastardized by the present government. So we need somebody like Atiku Abubakar to come and unite Nigeria. Because the problem we are having today is in insecurity. Has to do with disunity. For us to solve insecurity problem, we need to unite as a people. Are you getting my point? And Atiku Abubakar is the only candidate out of all the candidates that we have presently that can unify Nigeria, because he has demonstrated it. He is somebody that married a Yoruba woman. I'm a Yoruba man. He married a Yoruba woman from Osun State. They have been in marriage for 40 years and the marriage is still standing. So what are we saying? Atiku is a nationalist. He has a nationalistic attribute. So Atiku stand a better chance. I don't have any doubt. I strongly believe that if Nigeria give him their vote and the mandate come 2023, Atiku is going to unify this country and the country will be better for it.
As one, we can get it done.
Well, just like the video we're about to watch, we could not get to it because the same blue blah is actually happening to the video, and the clip is actually not going to come up at this time. But I want to tell you that the gaffes are becoming too much, and I hope the managers of Bola Ahmed Tinubu will actually relieve him of this stress and let the old man actually go, let him just go on home and rest and just enjoy his time with his family. I think that's the best. Well, that's much we can have on this show for today. But we're going to leave you with a very interesting video, the video of Bukola Saraki. And let me just quickly remind our viewers, today is the memorial lecture of a leader, a philanthropist, a Democrat, one actually who brought Kwara to limelight when you talk about democracy. That's the former leader of the House, Dr. Bukola Saraki, the Oloye himself. The late Siege actually gave the Kwara that we see today, the modern Kwara that you see today, actually he's the pioneer of it. And I hope people actually go for this memorial lecture, which is actually going to be held at Atiku, where Patrick Lumumba will actually be speaking, the famous...
Michael Pepple, thank you very much.
When I land, I land softly on the sofa, so far so good, only by jump, let me see you.
They are one of our campaign ground, and you can see that this has been a wonderful day, and we're actually giving you all those just to make you AtikuLive.